Welcome back, everybody. We are now on the semi-finals of this qualifier number 2 in the TLS3. This is very exciting because we have just seen him in action, and he is now here in the semis. Boss dOTY will be facing off against old school player KenZy.
Yeah, and this is headed to be a very, very cool matchup. I've very much enjoyed dOTY's PvZ in the past. We expect to see some crazy non-wall-ins. And KenZy, of course, we saw him in action yesterday. Good old school player, and we're expecting to see some good games out of him too. Really going to be interested to see where dOTY is relative to I feel so bad for saying it, but a better player than Enjoy Me in KenZy right now. So we're going to get a really good measure of his skill. And does he have the quality or not? This is where he's going to be really pushed. I feel like in the last game, he was not short of his weaknesses for a better player to capitalize on.
Now, have we actually seen KenZy play Zerg yet? Because I feel like every game we cast him, he's playing PvZ. Is that right? So this could actually be a good chance to actually see him play his main race. But he will be facing a fierce opponent. Now, I don't know what kind of condition dOTY's PvZ is in. But, I mean, you know, okay, so dOTY had a good number of haters in the first season. But let me just tell you guys something. In the International Star League 3, in the ISL 3, it was dOTY versus Seiki in the finals. It was a best of 9? Yeah, best of 9 finals. Best of 9. And it went to the 9th game. dOTY took it down to game 9 against Seiki, all right? It was like 4-4. It came down to the wire. And then dOTY had like a massive building malfunction in the last game. And then just died. It was like a pretty horrible way to go down. But still, he took 4 games off Seiki in a series. I mean, that, if nothing else, that is just amazing. So
yeah. That's hugely impressive, and if we see that kind of form from him today, I don't see any Zerg stopping him, which is good because that could mean we get a Protoss in the final. So everybody's hoping for that, but KenZy could definitely be the one to knock him out today, so I'm very excited to see how this plays out.
Yep. And the map order, by the way, is going to be Destination, Aztec, and then Fighting Spirit if necessary. It is a best of 3 now, no more best of 1s. So hopefully that does allow them to maybe play a bit more creatively, maybe in the first game.
Yeah.
But I guess we shall see here. So, Elegant, are you ready for the first game of the semifinals?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. And here we go into game number 1 at the 12 o'clock as the purple Protoss, we have Boss dOTY. At the 6 o'clock as the teal Zerg, we have KenZy.
Yes, we do. So yeah, on Destination, as we mentioned yesterday, there's all kinds of possibilities to see all kinds of crazy stuff. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see some kind of cheese coming out of KenZy. Not necessarily cheese, but something a little bit unusual coming out from KenZy in this first game. And I often feel like there's relatively little Protoss can really do to prevent that from happening on this map. They just have to react in the early games to Zerg, which can be a tad bit difficult to deal with. Does look like he's going to play it completely standard so far, send out that first probe, make up the pylon at the front of his base, whilst KenZy, not doing anything mad as of yet. It's going to be some kind of coolly hatchery thing, around about 9 or 12.
Indeed. You know, it's funny that you say that because we already saw KenZy do a brilliant defense against the Zerg all-in as Protoss. So it'd be funny to see him like do the opposite and actually be the one doing the crazy all-in. I don't know if he'll go for that, but
yeah, that was a smooth defense, wasn't it? Actually,
it was crazy. I mean, he lost his natural and still won the game, so that's pretty awesome. Really oh, and he's going to be facing an overpool.
He's indeed.
Or rather, he's going to be going for an overpool, and dOTY will be facing an overpool. I'm going to get so confused now. I'm going to keep thinking that Protoss is KenZy.
What?
Dude, because we keep casting him as Protoss.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But for some reason, I just imagine KenZy and the little Zerg icon next to his name all the time. I don't know where I've seen it so much that it's stuck in my mind, but I just feel really secure that he's Zerg for some reason.
Now, dOTY's wall is interesting. I think he's going to put the gateway to the top left against the cliff, which is going to be tight between the 2 buildings, but I don't know if gateway is tight against the cliff there. I don't think it is, to be honest.
I don't think so.
So he's going to have to be really careful. Ooh, nice pylon block, though.
Very nice. Throwing down the pylon in the natural expansion of KenZy to deny that hatchery, which is, of course, fairly significant with an overpool. It's not so bad because he does have the spawning pool. It's not like a 12 hatch or anything like that, so he can just make up a few lings and clean that out. But dOTY cancelling the pylon, making another one. Not bad for him right there. He's going to be able to delay that hatchery really, really significantly, and that's going to be a pain in the ass at this early stage of the game for KenZy. And this means that dOTY is going to make up first on cannon rather than go straight for Nexus.
Yeah, the first 4 lings are out, but I think, KenZy's going to get up to maybe 500 minerals before being able to make the hatchery, which is really horrible. Oh, getting the extra pylon down. Has to cancel that ASAPly, though. But look at this. 500 minerals, almost, and still no hatchery.
That's really tough for our Zerg player. KenZy, getting a bit carried away with his Overlord floatage as well, heading a bit too fast, but can take a couple of free hits. 2, but no worries. Looking like he's going to make his 3rd base nice and early as well. So he's going to be able to spend all that money that he's accumulated from his late natural. But even so, his economy is going to be a little bit slow to kick in.
By the way, not only is this not link tight, but the probe ran through it to show the Overlord that it wasn't link tight. It's like, here, try and do a run by. Oh, he's going to go for it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, God.
Some probes out there. dOTY does manage to catch 3 lings of the 6, so that's not too bad, and that won't be too devastating as long as he's fairly on point with his probe micro, but that is going to be quite frustrating for him for a little while, and it's really weird that he didn't pull at least 1 extra probe just to make sure that that was effectively blocked. He needs to drill and get rid of those lings as quickly as possible, otherwise it's going to get annoyingly expensive for him.
Whoa. Wow, alright, so 1 ling down, and I don't think he's lost a probe yet. So that's very nice, although 1 probe is quite severely damaged. I think he might lose it now. KenZy's trying to go for it, but come at me, bro! Come at me!
Ooh. Almost losing another Zergling as well, and it really is every Zergling counts in this situation. Looks like he might lose it. No, man, needs to somehow keep that alive. So KenZy's going to make this last for as long as possible. Down goes 1, and I suspect down goes the other. Will he be able to catch a probe? He catches 1 probe kill. Run by definitely not doing too much damage at that point.
See, now compare that to if those lings were Seeky lings, right? So that was 3 ling run by, killed 1 probe. If those were Seeky lings, he would have killed the Nexus, okay? I mean, that is... but I gotta say, that was actually fantastic probe micro by dOTY as well. Yeah, really good.
Stayed with it really nicely. Very effective drilling. Didn't pull the whole probe line across and start drilling these 2 lings as well, which is something we've seen from players in the past. So, oh, wow.
Made up wall. Good times. Hey, you know what? To be fair, it wasn't nearly as bad as Vanetier's wall was on this map. Or was it Vanetier?
Yeah,
I think it was Vanetier.
Yeah, it was Vanetier. Yes, it was the terrible walls. dOTY is doing a little bit of cool zealot pressure over on the left-hand side, delaying mining at that base as well. The drone doing a little bit of running around, forcing a few extra lings over to that location, so not too bad there. Definitely effective use of an early zealot, and now he's doing the 2-pronged zealot pressure. A zealot going to 3rd base, and another one preparing to go into the natural as well. I really like this from dOTY.
Man, is it just me or is that an early Hydra Den? That looks really early to me.
Early Hydra Den, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing with that. He's getting a 2nd gas already as well. Is this like fake lurkers into mutas or fake mutas into lurkers, whichever way it goes? I don't know what the fake is supposed to be, but something's going down here, something fishy.
I think that the mutas would pop just before lurkers already, and we could see 2 drone kills in the natural of KenZy, almost getting a 3rd one as well. dOTY might be able to catch a 3rd drone here. If his micro is good, he might be able to get it, but his zealot pops out of hiding at the crucial moment into 3rd base as well, and is able to delay mining there. Really, really nice pressure from our Protoss player here.
Yep, dOTY showing off that great Zealot micro that he is known for, and he's now also going to get a nice scout off, and it is in fact fast lurkers, so I guess the Spire is actually just for Scourge to take out the Corsairs, and he is just going to focus on those lurkers, so I thought it was kind of a fake, but he is actually just going to use both buildings. Meanwhile, we actually have +1 Corsairs from dOTY, and this is going to be very interesting. So focusing on the lurkers means the only anti-hero is going to be the Scourge, and if dOTY gets a crucial number of Corsairs out, he's going to be able to kill any number of Scourge. However, by investing so heavily in the Corsairs, dOTY's Robo and Dragoons are going to be fairly late, and he's not going to have any ground force to actually deal with the lurkers head-on. So it's going to be very, very interesting how this plays out.
I strongly feel that this is a risky strategy to play on Destination, where being contained is such a risk when you're up against early lurkers. So I think dOTY had better have his head screwed on really, really straight and really know what he's doing here if he's going to make it work.
Indeed, he should. And it looks like his first two Corsairs are moving out. He's got to be careful, though, because the first pair of Scourge are out. He could easily lose one of these. Does not want to. Every Corsair counts when you're going for mass Sairs, and I think he can get away here.
Maybe not. He needs to do a little bit of micro in order to get away from that Scourge, but it looks like it might not quite catch him. That Scourge is actually slower than that Corsair.
Yeah, that's really weird. I thought Scourge would actually catch it if it goes in the line, but apparently not. Huh.
It must have been the angle. Oh my god, have we just noticed something new? Because Scourge do catch Corsairs.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
It's the angle.
Weird.
That's really weird. Scourge is slower at a slight upwards and to the right angle. Who'd think it?
Now the Lurkers are out, and dOTY very, very smartly building cannons all over the place to defend. I think this right side cannon will be in time. This front cannon, I'm not so sure. He's got 4 Zealots, actually. He needs to move them to the side, though, to make sure these Lurkers don't run around. Here we go. I think KenZy's going to try and run around the back. He is blocking, though. Very, very nice block. Beautiful block by dOTY. The Lurker's not even burrowing. Oh, my God. Absolutely brilliant.
Great block. Fantastic play right there from dOTY. That literally makes me smile right now. dOTY just calling it completely from KenZy. Very, very fast reaction with the Zealots, and is able to absolutely shut down what could have been really, really annoying Lurker link pressure right there. And that leaves one Lurker hovering around outside his natural. Really, really nice.
Man. And there's only one Overlord at the left side base, and of course is going to kill it. And then that DP is going to go to town on these drones, immediately building another creep colony to make it into a spore. I don't know if he has an evolution enabler yet, though, because it's not morphing. The Scourge come out, they do get a Corsair, but this DT has nothing to stop it, though. Does KenZy notice? He does notice, but there's nothing he can do about it. He doesn't have an evolution chamber. The evolution chamber is not done yet. It's morphing in his natural. He cannot make the spore, and the creep is even going to fall here. There's nothing he can do. Is he making? He's not even making. Oh, he's gonna attack! Oh no! Okay, there's an Overlord there. Whoa! I thought he tried to attack his own Sunken to get the splash off of the Lurker.
That'd be pretty cool. We do have one Corsair still hammering away at that Overlord. Will it escape from the Scourge? It does escape from the Scourge.
Dude, Sare Reaver. Sare
Reaver is happening. We have Reavers on the way. This is, of course, the manliest strategy known to human beings. And, yeah, super stylish if it can actually work. Curious to see what he's going to try and capitalize on, but this is going so nicely for dOTY right now. KenZy's economy over at his third base has never really got going. He's only got 2 drones mining there now. He just got his gas down. You would expect to see that kind of thing like 5 minutes ago at the third base.
I'm a little bit surprised he's taking the third gas, given that he doesn't have any saturation there yet.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll transfer a few drones. But the funny thing about this Reaver, by the way, is that, or any new Reavers that pop out of the Rebel will be stuck in that little hole. So he's going to have to use shuttles to actually ferry them out. Actually, he's always just going to kill the gateway because he's walled himself in anyway. So I think that's sort of reasonable.
But yeah, this is looking really, really bad for KenZy. Oh, he's built the gas just because he wants the gas there. He's going to do a muta switch. So yeah, that's why he made the gas, just because he wants the 3 gas, because he's going to need gas.
Okay.
So that kind of makes sense, but this is a little bit all in. If this muta switch doesn't do damage, and actually, hang on a minute, what kind of time is it to do muta switch when you're facing down against mass +1 Corsairs?
Yeah, that seems suboptimal. Not gonna lie.
It's a little bit strange. I'm not quite sure what to think he's behind that, but
he's got a lot of Scourge! He's going in, and he's too close for the Corsairs to turn around and shoot as well. If they turn around and shoot, they'll just get massacred. One Corsair going down, and the rest of the Scourge turning around. And it looks like KenZy, man, he's just going for the air control. He doesn't care about the Corsairs, but this is very, very dangerous. So if he can get a good flank, get a good surround with a Scourge, he can kill all the Corsairs. But if he goes in clumped up and dOTY, gets a good position, he's just going to get torn apart. This is just so volatile, these big Muta, Scourge versus Corsair battles.
Absolutely, and it really is all about positioning. If the surround goes well for KenZy, he can take down so many Corsairs. It doesn't really matter how many there are if the surround is good, and if there's a Muta or 2 to tank damage as well, and that can get really, really bad for dOTY. I think he should be on top of it, and honestly, I don't know that KenZy has the ability to pump out quite enough to really make that happen. He switched over to Hydrus now as well, so I think he's going in a little bit too piecemeal and might not have the commitment to make the strategy work, but he has been able to drone quite significantly in the midst of all this over at his third.
One thing I'm confused about is that he didn't get +1 air carapace despite going for mass Muta Scourge, which, and +1 air carapace helps hugely against +1 Corsairs, so I don't know why he wouldn't invest in that, but looks like he's going to fly over the ground army here. Oh man, he's going to take a few shots, and here we go though! He's going to get a surround on the Corsairs, but it's not enough! It is not nearly enough, there's way too many Corsairs there, and they have ground support. KenZy forced to pull back, and now he's facing a big Dragoon, Sare, Reaver army here. The Dragoon's very nice supporting unit for this composition. He can just camp at the bottom of the ramp and let the Reavers do their work here. I don't know what KenZy's going to do about this. He doesn't have nearly enough units to actually engage.
I have no idea. This is such a concentrated army now, which is so well designed to deal with exactly what KenZy has on the map, and I feel that's partly KenZy's fault as well for doing that peculiar switch, but dOTY's going to be able to basically siege down this left-hand side base right now. KenZy very sensibly cutting off any reinforcements, which is basically the best form of damage limitation he could possibly do at this point, but those Reavers are going to be able to take
He's
that.
going in though, and the Reavers are at the front. They're taking the brunt of the damage, but nice control by dOTY, although he's going to lose one Reaver straight away. He needs to keep the other Reaver alive. No! The Reavers get sniped immediately. Very poor control there by dOTY. Does he have enough Dragoons? So it looks like he has enough Dragoons to finish off the Hydras anyway, but that was a huge waste of those two Reavers. Unfortunately for KenZy, the damage has been done, and this hatchery is going to fall here. This base, I think, in its entirety is going to fall. He doesn't have enough Hydras to stop it. 130 supply for dOTY against just 61, over a 2-to-1 supply advantage for the Protoss player.
Yeah, really, really solid advantage now for dOTY. He's completely taking down the Zerg third, and he's getting a third of his own right now. It's simply not enough Hydras left. GG from KenZy. dOTY going 1-0 up in this best of 3 in the semi-finals in this qualifier, and that was quite convincing from dOTY.
It was indeed. By the way, unrelated, but my Twitch chat seems to be broken now. Hopefully the stream is still working. The stream seems to still be working, so I'm hoping that everyone can still hear me and it's just a chat issue. Yes.
Really? Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, we'll just keep rolling. We'll keep going. So yes, really solid play there by dOTY. You know, a risky strategy by KenZy, going for the fast lurker rush there. You know, slightly cheesy. I mean, once that lurker attack, that lurker run by essentially was blocked, he was pretty far behind. It was a brilliant block though by dOTY.
That was a great block, wasn't it? Really, really good. I mean, that's something which can catch Protoss players out so easily. I've had that so many times myself. I've seen it happen so often. So, you know, really important that dOTY was right on it there. And he was. And KenZy was just always behind from that point.
Indeed he was. So, yeah. Praying for our Protoss buddy to pull it through in Game 2. Although I wouldn't mind 2 more games, though. Maybe let KenZy take 1 and then go to Game 3. Could be good.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. I'd be cool with that.
Either way, we're going to go to a very quick break and then be back for Game number 2. See you guys in a bit.
Let's go.